This is workshop number 2, and we are going to be talking about defining your key values. When you meet someone, they are going to form an impression of you, and the people that you work with, the people that you meet every day, your family, your friends, they all have an opinion of you, and that opinion of you is based on how you act when you're around them, and they learn to associate things with you. If you decide your key values, those are what I consider the things that people associate with you. If you decide in advance what your key values are, then you can determine how people see you. If you are always patient, if you always make time for people, if you're a problem solver, if you have tons of energy, if you are happy, those are all things that people will associate you with you. Similarly, if you are a negative person, if you're always in a bad mood, if you have no patience, if you're irritable, if at work you do things last minute, if you can't be bothered, all those things will build your legacy and people will come to associate them with you. So what I want you to encourage you to do is to work through this exercise in the workbook so that you can decide what you want people to associate with you. Even if you're disorganized and irritable and you don't have very many positive things going on, that people associate with you right now, it is never too late to change. You can decide the person that you want to become. And obviously for most people don't fall into that category, but for most of us, we just want to be the best person that we can be. And by actively deciding the characteristics that we want people to associate with us, it just focuses you on what you want to be remembered for and the legacy that you want to create. So some things that you want to be able to list, just think of all the things that you want people to associate with you. Are you punctual? Are you efficient? Are you a problem solver? Are you organized? Are you a goal hitter? List out all the things that you want people to think about when they hear your name. And then the next step is you want to be able to just list out ways that you could demonstrate those characteristics. So obviously if you want to be someone who's considered punctual, you just need to be to meetings early. Don't ever be there on time. Just get there a little bit early. If you want to be a problem solver when people have meetings, don't be negative. Always, if you can't say something good, just be quiet. But always offer up a productive, useful suggestion. And if there is a problem and nobody's solving it, then step forward and be the person to suggest a solution. Don't go into your boss's office and complain. Go in with a solution and say, I think that this is a problem and this is what my suggestion would be. If you want to be organized, how are the ways that you could demonstrate that? Always be prepared for meetings. Always have your assignments completed on time or early. Make time for co-workers. Share your skills with them. Share your experience with them. And you will be able to create a good list of all the ways you can demonstrate the characteristics that you would like people to associate with you. And then when you're thinking about ways that you can demonstrate those characteristics, you need to identify any obstacles. So if you keep missing meetings because you forget about them, and you want to be considered a punctual person, set loud alarms on your phone that go off 15 minutes before the meeting and 5 minutes before the meeting. That would be a way to ensure that you are punctual. If you want to be someone who teaches those around you, who is considered a leader, someone who always has time to help people, you could schedule out a 50-minute block one day a week that you will always, if someone says, hey, could you help me with this, you can say, sure, I can't right now, but how about we get together on Thursday at 2 o'clock? Then you'll always be able to make time for people. So figure out what you want people to associate with you, how you can demonstrate those characteristics, any barriers that could come up that would stop you from demonstrating those characteristics, and decide how you're going to overcome them. When you've done that, you can summarize it into what I like to consider your key value statements. So for example, I am punctual. I attend all meetings on time, calls and site visits on time, and I handle assignments, quotes, bids and projects and make sure they're handed in on time or before the due date. If you want to be a problem solver, you could summarize, I am a problem solver who always has a suggestion for how to improve a process, but I'm also open to other people's suggestions. So these are just some ideas. And if you summarize them, you can then type them up and post them by your desk, and it will just keep you a little bit more focused. So on those days when you're racing late to a meeting, you can think, nope, I am a punctual person. I just need to set an alarm on my phone. Or if you're feeling negative and frustrated, you can look up and just realize that you wanted to be a problem solver, and you can say, yes, I am calm and I will make time for other people. And it just keeps you focused when you have your key values listed in front of you. And then each week, make sure that you're living those key values, making time for other people, and planning. If you create a really good weekly schedule, you can plan in time to be able to put in the work that allows you to be organized or to be punctual or to be a problem solver. And then people will come to associate those characteristics with you, and you will begin to build a legacy. And when people hear your name, they'll think of that organized, punctual, problem-solving person.